They say some doors should never be opened, but tonight we open one. Welcome to the Room 13 Stories. My name's Lucas, and this happened during the summer before college, so maybe 4 or 5 years ago now. It was one of those weird in-between moments in life where everything feels like it's about to change, but you don't really know how yet. My friends and I decided to take a camping trip before we all went our separate ways. We weren't exactly outdoorsy people, but we figured it'd be fun. A long weekend at this old state park, 2 hours from home, by a lake none of us had ever heard of. We borrowed gear from our parents, packed way too much beer, and headed out in a couple of beat-up cars that were just barely holding it together. The place was quiet when we got there. Too quiet. We were the only people at the entire West Side campground, which honestly felt like a win at the time. No neighbors, no one to complain if we got loud, just forest, lake, and open sky. There were 6 of us: me, my best friend Tyler, his girlfriend Mia, and 3 others who kind of rotated in and out of our group. I won't bother naming all of them. Just know that we were all around the same age, all kind of cocky in that way teenagers get when they think nothing bad can happen to them. The first night was great. We grilled, drank, told stories, all that classic summer stuff. But I noticed something weird when I walked off into the trees to take a leak just before midnight. There was this rustling, not animal-like, not wind. It sounded rhythmic, like footsteps. I remember freezing, thinking maybe I was being dramatic, but then hearing a very distinct snapping sound, like a twig being stepped on, deliberately. I called out, expecting one of my friends to jump out and try to scare me, but no one answered. Just silence. Then, after maybe 10 seconds, another rustle, farther away. I finished up, ran back to the fire, and didn't say anything. Figured it was just a deer or something. The next day, we all went swimming, did a little fishing, and hiked a trail that led up to this scenic overlook. It was perfect. But later that night, things got weird again. We were sitting around the fire, and Mia asked who the guy was, standing by the lake earlier. The rest of us kind of laughed at her at first, but she swore she saw someone across the water, maybe 50 yards off, just standing completely still. Said he was tall, wearing what looked like a gray hoodie with the hood up. None of us saw him. Tyler even walked around the shore with a flashlight, but came back saying he didn't find anyone. We brushed it off, said it was probably just a hiker or some random person fishing at night. But that night, I didn't sleep much. Our tents were set up in a half circle around the fire pit. I was in the tent closest to the edge of the woods. Sometime around 2 a.m., I heard heavy footsteps, slow, deliberate, crunching leaves just a few feet from my tent. No talking, no light, just those slow, dragging footsteps. They stopped right behind my tent. And then, nothing. I held my breath for what felt like 5 minutes. No zipper, no voice, no movement. Eventually, I heard the footsteps again, this time walking away. I didn't dare unzip the flap or look. I just lay there, sweating, holding a camping knife I didn't even remember packing. The next morning, I told Tyler what I heard, and he admitted something had freaked him out too. Said he woke up and saw a shadow move just outside his tent. Thought it was me, until I told him where I was sleeping. That's when he got quiet. We all agreed to cut the trip a day short, just felt off. But before we left, I walked to the edge of the woods behind my tent and looked around, not sure what I was expecting. But about 20 feet in, hanging from a low tree branch, was an old, torn backpack. It wasn't ours. It wasn't weathered like it had been out there long either. I didn't touch it, just stared for a few seconds before heading back to help pack up. When we got in the car, I looked at Mia And she just said, "I saw him again last night." I asked what she meant. She said she woke up and peeked out of her tent around 3 a.m. and he was there, standing near the fire pit, facing the tents, not moving, just watching. We didn't talk much on the ride home. I've been back to that campground once since then, just during the day. Didn't see anything weird, didn't hear anything, but I still think about that backpack, the footsteps, the figure. I don't know who that man was or what he wanted, but I've had plenty of sleepless nights wondering how long he was watching us and what would have happened if we'd stayed just one more night.